It's been a decade since I have said this, but I'm excited for Street Fighter. Wagwan, y'all. It's Dimz, and today we're going to talk about why I'm excited for Street Fighter 6. Now, with the year being 2023, I can solidly say it's been more than a decade. Yes, a decade since I've ever been excited to play a Street Fighter game. And Street Fighter 6 is shaping up to be the game that I'm really excited and looking forward to play for the remaining of the year. Well, the only fighting game I'm looking forward to playing, that is. Now, obviously, that's not the boldest statement, I know for sure, because for 2023, we don't have a lot of big title fighting games dropping, and the two giant title fighting games that's on everyone's mind right now is Street Fighter 6 and Riot's fighting game dubbed Project L. I am excited for a few indie fighting games that are coming out, but there's still no set in stone release date. Some of them said they will release in 2023, but we'll have to see. But for right now, I'm just talking about Street Fighter 6. Now, the reason why I'm excited for Street Fighter 6 is because I feel like this is one of the first Street Fighter games that is actually a video game. Now, what I mean by that is a lot of fighting games as of late, and to my dismay, has become this weird type of game where it's only versus mode, training mode, and I guess ranked mode. I mean, like, heck, Street Fighter 5 didn't even launch with an arcade mode. So it was just versus, ranked, and training. And that's what a lot of fighting games nowadays is boiled down to. There's not a lot of game in them. And the thing is, it seems like there is a new direction happening for Street Fighter 6. Now, normally, when I had said earlier that haven't been excited for a decade for Street Fighter, is because it hasn't really been interesting me. It hasn't even been catching my interest, because I've been playing a lot of other fighting games. I've been introduced to a lot of other genres of fighting games, whether it's platformer or whether it's anime or I guess air dash fighters. And there's just a whole lot of different cool stuff you can do in those fighting games, always compared to Street Fighter. Well, Street Fighter is, it's the grandfather of all fighting games, and it's Mr. Grounded footsie based fighting game, which I'm fine with completely. The only thing I wasn't fine with was Street Fighter 5. I've had a lot of problems with Street Fighter 5, but let's just say, let's save that for another video. And let me just say that my main problem with Street Fighter 5 is you couldn't really do anything cool unless you had already entered your V trigger and had like 2 bars of meter. Other than that, you were literally just hitting people for 1 or 2 hits and just getting knockdowns and nothing else. While all these other fighting games is really catching my interest from all the things you can do, from all the set play you can set up, and how you can just dash around the screen. Now, to be fair to Street Fighter 5, there are some characters that can do some cool stuff, like Seth. However, I'm the one of the people who played it closer to launch. I do know I did follow its many updates and changes, but it's kind of a little too late. All the cool stuff, like as Street Fighter 5 is right now, as of the complete game it is a fine game. However, that was not always the case, and that case had made me dislike Street Fighter. And even today, that issue is still there when I was talking about you can't really do anything cool to my liking unless you have lots of bars of meter and you already popped your V trigger. So it just became it was a little too bland for me, just to so say. So Street Fighter 6 is definitely in a new change in that direction. So far, we've already been through 2 public beta tests with Street Fighter 6. So we can see what the base mechanics look like, and it looks like you actually have a lot more freedom to do a lot more cool things and to be really expressive, and just everything, it's not as bland. You can do a lot of wild things, and it's not free. It will cost you meter. But this is meter that you gain over time, and you keep, and you can gain by hitting people. And if you use all your meter, you go into burnout. But aside from that, aside from it being mechanically interesting to me now this time around, I want to say that the single player mode, it seems like Street Fighter is going back to what made me get into fighting games, which is all the extra content you can do in a game. Not everyone just wants to play versus mode all day. It's fine sometimes. I do it a lot. But sometimes there's other things you would like to do in the game that's not that competitive, or that's not, just battling for points and such. In Street Fighter 6, this story mode actually looks amazing. The fact that you can create your character as wild as the creations as they made them, they did not need to do that. But I'm so glad that they made you are able to customize your character in the most wildest way. So from this, you're going to just see demons, monstrosities, and you can see references to other characters that people can create. And you take that character and you go into Metro City, and it's kind of just like some kind of adventure mode where you just walk around. You can go into battles with the random NPCs on the street, and one of my favorite things that it looks like you can do is that you can learn from your different teachers or masters or other people in the Street Fighter roster, and you can take their special moves and you can equip them onto your custom created character. So you can just puzzle piece and mix and swap different special moves as long as they don't have overlapping inputs, and just play like that. That is cool to me. That is, that opens up a lot of things you can do, not to mention all the extra mini games. Now, obviously, these custom characters most likely won't be online legal. I guess you might be able to play them in a private match, as long as you turn on a setting or what have you, or you might be able to play them in versus. So this isn't going to affect anyone who really likes ranked or anything. But it's just so cool that you're able to choose just different combinations of special moves, actually create your own character. You're incentivized to go find different teachers, senseis, learn things from them, probably do little challenges for them, fight alongside them in the story mode, back to back, versus NPCs, versus random objects. This is actually a video game again. And I am very happy for that direction. Because a lot of indie games have been doing other weird stuff and just a lot of new stuff that, most big companies aren't going to try to experiment or test with, because, hey, they want to make a return on their investments. So they're going to keep doing what works. The fact that it looks like a big company's doing something like this and just paving the way to show, saying, hey, maybe the players want something more. Or maybe this is an idea we're going to try and hope it succeeds. So far to me, it's so far so good. It has succeeded in my book. It made me interested in Street Fighter again. And plus all the new characters as well. I am very, very excited for Street Fighter. And it is definitely going to be one of the biggest games that I'm going to be looking forward to and probably maining. But we'll have to see when it comes out. Because, you can only be excited for a product so much. You should always wait to that product release and then find out if you like it. Don't go so gung-ho with excitement that you just buy and just have buyer's remorse. It's happened to most people, and then, if it happened to you, you probably don't want to do that again. But hey, that's just me just sharing my quick thoughts and my excitements of Street Fighter 6. Obviously, more to come when it finally does drop. Obviously I hope it's going to be as great as I think it would be. And you will see more content from me on this channel about it. Anyway, those were my thoughts. You all have a great day. I've been Dimz, and I will catch you next time.